Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
Tonight we're doing a review for Supergirl.
Season 4, Episode 3, Man of Steel.
It was a good episode.
It was.
I'm annoyed at how much time they spent in the past, but
I have a lot of things to say about the political side of it.
oh joy. But I think that they...
I mean, I know that it was necessary to show his story and how he became Liberty and why he feels the way he does about aliens and all of that stuff. Like, we needed to have an episode that showed that.
I don't think we needed to have an entire episode that showed that. I think that maybe if we had clips here and there, like memories or whatever, you know? We didn't need to have an entire episode cataloging his every moment that turned him into Liberty.
But I mean, a lot of shows do that.
I know, it just... Ugh. I mean, it was a great episode, I enjoyed it, yeah, for the story, but I wanted to get back to Supergirl.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That was my issue.
I mean, it was a filler in the sense that it was learning about the backstory of Ben Harwood, who plays, or Lockwood, who plays Liberty. But, you know, I don't really think they could have done the whole episode just focusing on Supergirl. Because Supergirl was in the state that she's in. Like,
yeah, but they didn't have to focus on Maybe because, like, we know that she's, like, her body is fighting to stay alive.
Yeah.
What would have been interesting was what's going on in her mind right now.
Yeah.
What's she fighting through? Because we know that, like...
It looks like that's going to be the next episode, though.
In the next episode, she's in the body armor that heals her and she can go back out and fight. Like... Why not have the episode focus on her fighting? Like, you could go into her mind and she could be actually physically fighting in her mind against these forces that are trying to overcome her. Yeah. And in reality, it's the radiation. Like, I think that would have been a fairly cool episode, and it would have still been Supergirl. This episode was not Supergirl. This episode was, oh, look, Smallville ripoff.
How is it a Smallville ripoff?
Well, I mean, ripoff because it's the same guy.
Yeah, but he's playing a different character.
Villain.
Yeah.
That grew to hate the hero in basically not the same way, but like, for I don't know, he just grew to hate the hero. He idolized the hero, and then he grew to hate the hero. Like... It's the same story.
I don't think that he ever really idolized the hero on this necessarily. He was more supportive of aliens, and then after that attack happened at his dad's steel company, he wasn't anymore.
Yeah.
So,
but like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
The arc is still
there.
But
I'm just saying, like, you know, it started out with him being like, okay, you know, I'm accepting of this, and then he's like, no, nativism, like, you guys are not human, so you don't deserve to be here, and all that stuff.
Well, I think I kind of spoke my piece.
I know. But, I mean, that would have been cool with Supergirl to see that. I mean, who knows, they might show some of her memories and some of her things with that next episode, or maybe the episode after, if she's still in the body armor.
Well, she's still going to be in the body armor, but just because she's in the body armor doesn't mean she won't, like, get up and do things. Because we saw in, like, the season promo, like, a person in body armor fighting.
Yeah.
I assumed that it was the Red Daughter.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's Supergirl.
Right.
So she's going to be up around and fighting. She's going to be living in that suit
I know, but we're not going to see her face physically or anything. So, I mean, in order for us to know what's going on with her, yeah, she's still going to be fighting and she's still going to be doing the stuff that she does. But we're still going to be able to, like, see those things through her mind if they do something with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think right now they were just trying to figure out how to contain it. And then, you know, that's why they weren't necessarily focusing on that side of it.
So anyways, you said you were going to blow up about the political
Well, I just
shit.
meant, like, in general. I mean, he, you know, I understand why he feels the way he does, but he didn't need to say that stuff to those people in his class.
Him doing that is like us being teachers and, like, speaking about God.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah. I mean, like, and then the whole thing with, like, okay, are people that immigrate really supposed to assimilate anyway? Because assimilation is the whole reason that we have all of the things that we have wrong with our country. Because we tried to assimilate the Native Americans and we tried to assimilate everybody else into our culture and our identity. Mm-hmm. When they can't have their own cultures and identities still living in the country.
Yeah.
Like, they should be allowed to be who they are and still live here and not have to assimilate. So the quote from Ben Franklin is, I mean, I understand where he's coming from, but, like, assimilation is, like, the whole reason why there's problems with race and immigrants and stuff.
Yeah, but assimilation is good to a point.
To a point.
I mean, I would like to understand
I'm not saying
the person is saying.
Right.
Like, I mean,
right. No, I mean, I don't
another nationality or whatever, or an alien force coming from above. I'd like to understand them.
No, I know. And I mean, being able to have communication and understanding is fine. I just mean, like, in terms of, you know, taking away their identity from them. Mm-hmm. Like, not even allowing them to have any part of their culture or their identity because they have to assimilate into the way everybody else is and
but
conform to that.
Anymore.
No, but that's what he's saying and what he wanted to go back to.
Yeah, but...
And by being liberty, that's what he's trying to fight for. Mm-hmm. By killing all the aliens and having just humans.
Yeah.
Or if there are aliens, assimilating them and making them be the way we are.
Mm-hmm. Which they already are doing. That's why they have the body modification.
Right. So.
But that's not... He doesn't want them to even assimilate at all. He just wants them dead and gone.
No, I know. And I mean, it's like... The guy didn't even intentionally try to, like, hurt you. He got scared, and, like, that happens when he gets scared. Mm-hmm. Like...
It's like a porcupine.
Yeah, like... It wasn't on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
He was defending himself. Kind of like we defend ourselves with guns and our fists and anything else that we can use to defend ourselves. He was using that to defend himself.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I understand people are afraid when they don't know and they don't like that, you know, their jobs are being taken away and they're in situations where they lose everything. I mean, you know, I can understand why they feel that way about aliens and those people because of that.
Yeah.
But they don't need to kill them and they don't need to harm them if they're not doing anything wrong to them by just being there, by just existing.
Yeah.
You know. And I mean, I think that's the whole thing too. Like, everybody assumes that because, you know, oh, it's all aliens, all of them need to go, when a lot of them are just being regular people living in this society.
Yeah.
Not hurting anybody.
Yeah, but then that's not even the core issue that he's fighting anymore.
Yeah.
The core issue is that, like you said, they're taking our homes, they're taking our jobs.
Yeah.
Like he said when he was teaching,
mm-hmm.
when he started talking about nativism, what are we going to do when they can fly it across the country, when they can lift a whole stack of steel with their damn freaking pinky? Like, you know, they don't need forklifts. That's less gas and less pollution in the atmosphere, and you know, like all this stuff. That's less money.
But I mean, that's also not just like like aliens, but that's also just technology and progress.
Yeah, but like that's not what he's saying.
I know, but it is
like because it's gonna take us a while, even on that show. Speaking like if that show was reality and now, it would take us a while to be able to reach that point with technology when you could basically just throw away all that like heavy lifting equipment and pay some dude minimum wage.
Yeah.
You're making like thousands of dollars just by doing that. Because you don't have to pay for the maintenance of that machinery. You don't have to pay for like anything for that machinery because you don't need it. You just have that guy there lifting it and putting it over there. Like it's $10.50 an hour right there. Like I mean,
yeah.
For where we are, wherever you guys are, you know, your minimum wage.
I know, and like you know that if they can, if instead of like having people be out of jobs, they can capitalize that and have them work and get paid just like everybody else that works.
Right.
You know, because everything is moving in that direction to where there's not going to be a need for some of those kinds of things anymore, and so they're going to have to figure out ways to still allow people to have jobs with those things, even though they're more advanced in different ways. You know, so because that's where it's leading eventually.
Right. And that's what he's basically fighting for, the person who I mean, imagine if you maybe got your diploma, right? Your high school diploma. Like, I mean, if you got that at all.
Right.
What types of jobs are you looking at? The low-level ones that involve a lot of grunt work. And the aliens are able to do that twice as fast, twice as much. Like, you know, like that's what he's looking at, and he's going, this isn't going to stand. Like, we need to work, you know.
Yeah.
Like, they are taking our jobs and everything.
Right.
And that's what he's, like, I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So that's where he's standing. I mean, yes, everything is wrong with what I just said because ethically very true. But pointing it out, that's what he's saying. And if you look through our history as a human race, we do that still. Like, I mean, not even, 30, 40 years ago, like, people were complaining they couldn't find jobs because all the field work were done by, like, Asians or Mexicans, and then all the, you know, like, it was, like, very, like, this race did this race did that, and then what's left for the white people? Well, the white people have the entire world, and it's like no one could agree on who had what, because they all saw what they couldn't have.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, they're taking our jobs. No, there's other jobs, you just have to find them.
Right.
Like...
And a lot of times they take the jobs that white people don't want to have because they feel like they're less than and they don't want to do something like that.
Right.
Because they have privilege.
Right.
Because they're white. I'm sorry, it's true.
Yeah, that's the way generally a lot of white people think, is that, oh, we're high and mighty, we're not going to do that job. And then
they complain that there's no jobs when they don't want to do those jobs.
Right.
So it's their fault.
Right. So now looking at it from that perspective, how many humans are actually out of a job when the aliens come to town? Yeah. Like, I mean, it is just another thing of, like, people, like, immigrating to our land.
It's like, even if there was no immigrants and even if there was no aliens, there still would not be enough jobs for every single person, and there'd still be people that would be out of work and not be working. So it doesn't matter if it's about race or anything like that. There's always going to be a need for jobs and a lack of jobs for certain people.
Yeah.
That's just how it is.
Yep.
I mean, that's how capitalism works, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So.
Basically, this entire episode was all political, and it's stupid.
It was. And I mean, you know, like I said, I totally understand where he's coming from. And if I was in his position, I probably would have some of those same thoughts.
Right.
But I still wouldn't hurt or try to discriminate against aliens just because of that.
Right.
I'd still try to be a good person about it while still fighting for what I want.
Right.
You know?
It's like, you were going to fight just as hard for that position now with the aliens coming as you would against any other race or nationality that was already on this planet.
Yeah, and I mean, it's
like,
just, it's part of, like, you know, who you are as a person. Like, of course you're going to fight for what you believe in and what you want, but you can do that. It's possible to do that without having to hurt other people.
Right.
Like, it's called informing people and communicating with people and making it so that there's still respect and tolerance for other kinds of people and races, while you're still like, okay, well, I'm fighting for these things and I want these things for my people and for myself and everybody else, you know, but you can still be respectful. Like,
I think a lot of the fear in the show so far that the humans are feeling is that as a race, as like humanity, we fear things we don't understand,
right,
which is completely stupid.
Yeah, it is.
But
that's how it is.
It's like a noise that you hear in the dark. You fear it because you don't understand where it came from. Like, that's basically what it all is.
I mean, ignorance is literally fear of the unknown. Like, you fear what you don't understand.
Yeah, and there are so many different types and species of alien that is just cropped up on Earth suddenly. Even though it wasn't suddenly, it just felt that way.
Right.
Because no one knew about it.
Yeah, and so, I mean, they're right in a lot of, like, their feelings with that, because, you know, it was kind of just suddenly pushed on them. Like, all of a sudden, like, oh, it's all about the aliens now. What are our rights?
Well, I mean, what are our rights? The rights haven't changed.
Well,
but as to what I was saying, with so many species of alien cropping up, you don't know. There's no way to know what does what.
Yeah.
And what's actually dangerous and what's not.
Right.
And how far can you push this type of alien before their fight or flight instinct kicks in and they can't control what happens next?
Yeah.
Like, how far can you go? You don't know, because there's nothing, and there's no way to find out unless it just happens.
Right.
What they need to do is have the DEO needs to get off their freaking high horse and publish an article or like some journal or some crap that just lists all the versions of aliens that they are aware of and tells you about the species.
Yeah, because it's like, if they want people to be accepting and tolerant, then they need to educate people about it. They need to, like, let people know that, yeah, aliens are going to be here and you're going to have to accept that, but these are the ones that are not harmful and these are the ones that could potentially be harmful. And I don't like...
These are the way to avoid them being harmful.
Yeah, and I don't like how James reacted when Ben Lockwood went to talk to him.
Yeah, that was just a total dick move.
Yeah, it was. Because...
he was on a high horse and he needed to get down.
Yeah, it's like, you can't expect people to just accept something if they don't understand it. Of course they're going to act out. Of course they're going to fight back, because if they don't understand and they think that it's dangerous, they're going to do that until they realize that it's not. So you need to be like, okay, these are the good aliens, these are the bad aliens.
I mean, you can't do that. That's racial profiling.
Yeah.
You can't say good aliens, bad aliens. You can say, well, this race of aliens has the same amount of good and bad as every other alien species in the galaxy and the universe and the blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Because just because one, I mean, that's going back to Daxam.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to racially profile. I was just like...
No, I know, but I'm, like, explaining that, like, if you, like, that's exactly what Supergirl did when she found out that he was the Prince of Daxam.
Yeah.
Oh, you're one of those lazy rich boys that lay around and screws everybody all the time. Like,
Right.
you do nothing but order your slaves around.
Right.
And he's like, I'm different.
Yeah.
Because you made me different, but still I'm different.
Right.
You know? He was a good person.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're good or bad, essentially. It just means that, like, there's certain ones that have more dangerous abilities, or there's certain ones that have more, like, abilities
but
that
you
aren't
wouldn't
gonna hurt.
call them dangerous. You would list the pros and, like, you would list, like, what this species or subspecies or whatever is capable of.
Mm-hmm.
And how to avoid or come to a resolution, usually.
Yeah.
Like, that's how you would put it out. You wouldn't say, this is this ability, is this, and this is how you counteract everything. This are their weaknesses. Like, you don't want to put that.
Yeah, no.
So, like, they need to be careful with how they put their stuff out, but they need to put out stuff to make the common man understand.
Yeah, because, I mean, if they're all about, like, reporting the truth and everything, then they need to report those things to the people in terms of the aliens. Because people are going to continue to support liberty and support, you know, humanity and what they're fighting for if they don't understand the aliens.
Yep.
So...
Oh, and before I forget, hi Boo Boo. She said that she wanted me to give her the link to the video so she could watch. So I say hi.
Hi.
Hi Tara. So yeah.
Did she watch Supergirl?
No. Well, I told her I was doing that. I had to go to YouTube in 30 minutes. She's like, "Oh, send me the link." I'm like, "We're not live streaming." Every time I say that, she assumes we're live streaming.
Well, because that's every time we do live stream, you invite her to watch it.
Well, yeah, I was just like, I have YouTube to do. I can't hang out. But yeah. So I'm like, I can send you the link when it's posted. She's like, yes. I'm like, okay. So, hi! Okay. Anyways. I just didn't want to forget to say hi.
But yeah, I mean, like, I didn't like that James did that, and,
yeah, James was a total tool in this episode. I was sad that they didn't show, what's her name?
Mia Null.
Yeah.
I just want freaking Lena to...
No! Holy hell, she walked in there, and I'm like, how can you not see it written on Alex's face?
Why?
I mean, how can she not see it all over Alex's face?
Right?
Like, this is the look of a worried sister. Like,
Right?
what? And she's like, even the way she said it, she's like, I need this.
Right.
And I was like, why would you say that?
Yeah. Like, I don't know. It just makes me think of the whole freaking Clark and Lex thing all over again.
Yeah, but Lex figured it out because...
Yeah, but him and Clark were friends and he never told him his secret.
Yeah.
And Lena and Kara are best friends and she's never told her secret either.
Yeah.
So that's how it's similar.
Yeah. But Lena has reasons to be trusted. Lex never had a reason to be trusted.
I know.
He was just like, oh, this farm boy saved my life.
But I think as his friend, like, I think because they were friends, he could have been a little bit more trusted, at least by him. But, I don't know. Maybe not. He was just always a bad person.
Yeah. Except for in that alternate reality after he hit his head.
But he was the way that he was because of the things he went through in his childhood. So, I mean, I think that, you know, if he had somebody like Clark that actually was his friend and actually cared about him and he felt could trust him, then he wouldn't have, like, told everybody or done all these bad things to try to figure it out.
Yeah. But Lena's not trying to figure it out.
I know. I just meant in the sense it's similar to because they're friends and she still doesn't know.
And they're Luthers.
Yes.
Yeah. But I
mean, I understand the reason that they're holding back on her knowing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I think that it's important that she does.
Yeah.
Because I think that she can do more to help and properly, like, be what she needs to be when she does know.
Yeah. I'm gonna say what I said when the show ended tonight. And that is that what needs to happen, not that it will at all, because this is a way for there to be almost no drama in the introduction of who she is.
Yeah.
Kara needs to sit down with Lena. Or even have it be Supergirl. Sit down with Lena, because Lena never told Supergirl why she had issues with Supergirl. Lena told Kara why she had issues with Supergirl.
Right.
And I think that whichever version of her, I don't care, needs to sit down with Lena and go, look, I understand that you don't like me. These are the reasons, and I know them. Because if it's Supergirl, then, I mean, everyone knows that Kara Danvers is close to Supergirl, because Alex, duh. But, like, you know, she can go, like, look, Kara told me this, like, you don't like me because you can't trust me because this happened, and blah, 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 and we both feel the exact same way on opposite ends.
Right.
Because she feels strongly that she was betrayed by Supergirl, but Supergirl feels strongly that she was betrayed by Lena. Like, they just need to sit down, talk that out, and be okay. And in that moment, I think she needs to say, you know, like, I am either Supergirl or Kara. And reveal herself.
Yeah.
And have it be a more simpler transaction. I say it like it's like, oh, here,
like
I'm gonna
a business
pay.
transaction.
Right. But, I mean, like, it'll go a lot smoother. And there won't be as much fighting, and they could still remain friends, quite possibly. But if it keeps going the way it's going, if she finds out on her own, or if Kara tells her, or whatever, then it's just, it's going to tear them apart, and there's not going to be any amount of attempting to reconcile that's going to fix it.
Yeah.
And then, because Alex knows, Lena's going to turn on Alex as well. Because Alex was keeping that from her, even though she told, like, James knows, and she knows that James knows.
Right.
But she's okay with it.
Yeah.
She might be okay with Alex because she's okay with James. And she knows Alex's line of work doesn't exactly fully entail trusting people.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And I just don't want to see their little family, like...
I don't either, but I also think that it's necessary for her to know at some point.
Yes, but I want them to be able to retain their family friendship.
Oh, yeah, I do too. I want them to be able to still be okay, even when she knows.
Yeah.
But she does need to know for things to happen going forward.
And I think whether or not she's pissed off at the entire, like, family or Kara, Supergirl in general when she finds out, she'll still be there to help them save the world. Because that's the type of person she is.
Yeah. And I mean, eventually she might be able to get over it and be able to be friends again. You know, it just might take a little bit of time.
Yeah. So, that's my thoughts on the show.
Yeah, same.
Got anything else to say?
I don't think so.
Okay. Can't wait for next week. Sorry that the upload took forever and that it went up.
Yeah.
Last week's went up.
My computer is just not wanting to upload Supergirl for some reason. So I have to transfer them over to my desktop, and last week was super busy and crazy for me, so I did not have time to do it until, like, this weekend. So I apologize for that. But Legends and Black Lightning were both up. I just wanted to make sure that, because, like, when I checked the Flash, it was doing that sped up thing again. So I tried to, like, break it up and then transfer it and upload it again, and I don't know if it's doing it still because I haven't looked, but it is up on the channel. So, yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait for tomorrow's
Legends is going to be awesome.
We get the fairy godmother.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Evil. So that's going to be a twist?
Yeah.
Maybe? I mean,
I just enjoy the adventures they go on every week.
Unicorns getting people high and eating their hearts last week.
That was gross.
So, yeah. Demon unicorns. Now demon fairy godmother.
And I haven't watched this past week's Supernatural episode. I don't think I'm even going to review it at this point.
I don't know.
But I will watch the episode.
So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much...
I think I even told him on Twitter, I was like, look, guys, I can't review it this week. Like, it's super busy, so... I tried to tweet a little bit when I was watching it, but I didn't watch this Thursday's.
Yeah. So, yeah, you got that, and then The Flash on Tuesday. I'm so excited for that. I cannot wait. So, I want to find out what Iris did.
Right? And Black Lightning, of course. I mean, it's good and everything, but...
Yeah. Y'all are just lucky that you missed my tirade for week 2. If we could find that video.
I don't know what happened to it. It just disappeared.
Yeah.
And it must have not saved, because when I hit stop, it must have even not gone into the saved videos. Like, it just didn't save it.
Right. But if there was on some random Earth in some alternate dimension where we could find that video and then cut the part of me bitching, because that's what it was.
Yeah, you were literally bitching about Jefferson. The whole time.
Post it, you guys would love me. I mean, you guys already love me because I'm amazing.
The whole time. It was pretty much her review, not mine.
Anyways, I guess that's all we have for you guys. So
pretty much.
Until next time, love yourself and be happy.